I have a lot of things that I wanna go through, so I'm gonna
Okay.
try to do them pretty quickly, but I thought maybe it made sense to really explain the problem I had, and how I got from A to B. So, as you know, in advocacy within community, at Datadog, we've got a new YouTube channel. A lot of the
Mhm.
content that we work on here for AI Tools Lab ends up over on the YouTube channel, as well as a few other things that we're doing. And anybody who's been on YouTube knows that short form content is all the rage and kind of important for anyone who has a YouTube channel these days. So figuring out a way to systematically and repeatedly and scalably without burning myself out, create YouTube shorts has been sort of the challenge of the week, I would say, for me. And this is actually something I've been working on for a while. If you remember, way back over a year ago, we were traveling. We were at GTC for NVIDIA's conference and just talking about some different tools that were out at the time. Whisper was one, and I was trying to find different ways to capture videos, uh, turn them into shorts, video shorts, whether that's going to go on YouTube Shorts or something else like TikTok. But just there were things going through my head around that time, and we were able to create a few things, I think, with ChatGPT and Python scripts, and it worked great. I actually had pretty good success being able to create these YouTube shorts from essentially a command line interface little Python script that I created. And that has evolved since those days. So now we're in the world of Claude Code and all these other agents that can help us get to a whole new level. What I've done is I took this old project that I had, this video and audio transcription and tools, which ended up being I forget 20 something different basically features that you can do, everything from turning something into a GIF to cropping videos from the middle or the end, burning in captions. And I decided, as fun as CLI is, if you're going to have adoption, you really need like some kind of GUI. And so to take this app to the next level, I wanted to convert my application into something that I could put on like a web app. And I did some research and I came across this open source project called Streamlit. Ryan,
Mm.
we were chatting about this before the call. You had a little bit of background knowledge on Streamlit. You want to share like what your previous understanding of it was?
Yeah, it feels like these days everyone's got their own little framework that they like to play with. Streamlit was the one that I saw a lot of people talking about in terms of an easy way to set up Gen AI enabled apps with graphing and things like that. And I thought it looked pretty cool, honestly. But after digging into it a little bit, it turned out that I didn't like the graphs as much as I thought. And I ended up going basically down the Hugging Face path and using something called Gradio from their side. I thought they were similar. It seems like they've maybe not converged as much as I thought. They've kind of gone separate ways in terms of their features now, but I haven't looked at Streamlit in a good 6 months at least.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. There is some apps, I guess you could say, in here. I'm looking at their gallery of different stuff that's been built, probably both from them and the community. And there's stuff in here that is graph focused. But the reason why I ended up settling on this one over options like Gradio is, as you know, Gradio is great for a lot of things, but definitely good for plugging into LLMs and creating chatbots and doing that kind of thing. But I'm not creating a chatbot. I'm trying to do something else. In fact, I'm not even really doing something that's specifically AI. Although when you Google, if we just go to Google here and Google Streamlit, I think here, yeah, you'll see in sort of their SEO for the share, it's they're claiming at least it's designed for data scientists and AI ML engineers. But if you go to their website, it doesn't necessarily, say that. You can
Right.
kind of get a sense just because it's in Python. Honestly, it's focused on Python. That's sort of their audience. But anyway, so I digress. I found this Streamlit open source application and spent some time reconfiguring and rewriting some stuff from my Python script. And now I've got this new application where I can drop in videos that are just the source videos from what we're using to record this episode. We use this thing called StreamYard. And when we're done, there'll be a series of videos that we can drop in here, as well as a transcription file. It's this VTT file. And so I can just drop in all of the files. If I come down here and hit browse files, and I'll just drop in these three. And then I think I've got, let me also grab the VTT file. here. Let's drag that in. Oops, I think I missed the drop zone right there. So I've got all these files in here, these 3 video files plus the VTT file. Now my next thing is to come over here and then choose how I want these things to be cut. I'm using this thing called multi-cut, which just jumps back and forth. And I should also back up and say that this tool, it's not just Streamlit. The Python script on the back end is using FFmpeg. That's sort of really the magic sauce in all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's now allowed me to take something that, was a little rudimentary by some people's standards when you're in the command line, and then creating something that now I can just point and click and say, at minute 5:56, I want to clip out a 45-second clip. And I can, one of the big wins for me, because there's a lot of tools out there that we can use to create these shorts, but most of them are, you just YOLO it, you just hit create and it goes and it creates a bunch for you, and it'll like notify you 30 minutes later when they're ready. I've not had a lot of great luck with those. I'll go through them and look at them, and there's maybe one in there that's sort of usable, but it's not what I would have picked. Now I get to pick it myself, but instead of committing to 5 and then 30 minutes, I got to like review these things, I can just go ahead and do a 5-second preview, and it kicks it off here. And if I slide over, we can see the Python script running in the background, and it's going to create what that clip was, but just the first 5 seconds, and it's going to burn in the captions and everything, and then provide that back into the interface, into the Streamlit interface, so I can just review it right in there. So going back while this is running, I'll just point out, you'll see there's no graphs on this application. I don't know if that's shocking to you, Ryan, or not, but the
progress bar is pretty fancy.
Yeah, the progress bar.
Like if I had to do that, that'd be hard.
And these are all things that are built in too to Streamlit.
Right.
When you look through here, their components, they've got a lot of stuff both from the community and things that they've added that can really spice up your application pretty easily. So okay, and so we've got the result here ready to go, and you can see I've got the first five seconds, and this should sort of cut back and forth between the different video sources. Now for me to go do this in, let's say, Adobe Premiere or DaVinci or something like that, I can still do it, right? But like not this quickly. And of course I still have to figure out where am I going to cut the all the clips in the first place. Like, how did I know to start from 5:56? But I've got a different process for that. Yeah. So anyway, the moral of the story here is, if you've got a Python application that you've built and you would really like to see it have some sort of interface, go check out Streamlit. Doesn't necessarily have to be AI ML specific that I can tell. But it's pretty great. And we've used Gradio and kind of talked about Gradio. I would say this is like a similar type of thing as that. But yeah, those are the main things I kind of wanted to show off. Anything jump out there to you, Ryan?
Yeah, the Pro was new to me. Had you, sorry to throw you something that might be a non sequitur here, but what does the Pro allow? Is it like self-hosting, or hosted professional or something?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I've got this app and it's ready to go, and it's kind of hard to see up here, but up in the top, there's this option to deploy. So if I click this deploy, you can kind of see what's going on here. And again, I don't know if this is my browser or what's going on here with these kind of color
CSS
choices.
maybe. Yeah.
But if I choose the community option, I can post this up and host it on their platform for free. And I'm not going to do that, but you just hit deploy now. Or there's this other option. You can go through Snowflake. We were talking previously about the relationship with Snowflake and Streamlit. And it seems like a lot of the engineers involved with the project, we were just kind of looking at contributors, are all also part of Streamlit in some ways. So yeah, it's when you go up here and browse over, I think you just see the different options, what you get when you're hosting it.
Very cool.
So yeah, go check it out. I think it has solved my problem immediately. Now I'm already thinking about the next phase of this app, where a GUI is nice, but maybe I've got an agent already figuring out where in the transcription to clip things, and agents these days can also run Python scripts. So maybe it just takes care of the whole thing for me. Stay tuned. We'll see.
Right. Fair enough. That was really cool.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Well,
thank you very much, Jason. That was awesome. Can't wait to see what you build with next.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you later.